If you're moving to Lakewood Ranch and you're making your decision based on the home price alone, I need to stop you right there, because the price on the listing is just the beginning of the story. The number that actually determines whether this move makes financial sense is your total annual cost of ownership, and that number has a lot of moving parts that most out-of-state buyers don't fully understand until it's too late. In Sarasota. I'm Darren Dowling, co-owner of Beyond Realty, and I've been selling real estate in Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch for years. And in this video, I'm going to break down every single line item so you walk away knowing exactly what owning a home here could cost you, with no surprises. Let's start with property taxes. In Manatee County, where most of Lakewood Ranch sits, the millage rate typically runs between 16 and 20 mils, depending on which taxing districts apply to your specific community. Here's how the math works. Your assessed value, not your purchase price, is multiplied by the millage rate. In the year of the purchase, your assessed value will generally be close to your purchase price, but once you file Homestead exemption, your taxable value drops by $50,000 and your assessment is capped at 3% annual growth going forward. On a $700,000 home in Lakewood Ranch, a realistic first year property tax bill before Homestead might run $10,000 to $12,000. After filing Homestead, you could see that drop from $8,000 to $9,500 and stay relatively controlled over time. These are your real numbers from real properties. Your specific community and village will determine the exact figure, and I can pull that for any home of your choosing or any home that you're considering. Lakewood Ranch is not a single community. It's a collection of villages, each managed by its own homeowners association, and the fees vary significantly. In communities like Esplanade Golf and Country Club, you're looking at HOA fees that can run $1,200 to $1,800 per month, because you're getting bundled golf membership, resort amenities, and full service management. That's a lifestyle product, and for the right buyer, it's completely worth it. In a community like Star Farms or Park East at Azario, HOA fees are typically more in the range of $200 to $500 per quarter, much more modest with access to pools, fitness centers, and community events. Waterside Place has mid-range prices, typically $1,000 to $1,800 a year for a master HOA, plus sub-association fees if you're in a specific neighborhood within Waterside. Here's the key takeaway. Always ask for the complete HOA disclosure package before you make an offer. I always pull this for my clients so we know every fee before we're under contract. CDD stands for Community Development District. This is a concept that confuses a lot of buyers from other states, and I want to explain it clearly because it directly affects your decision. When a developer builds a master planned community, there's enormous infrastructure costs. Roads, water management, common areas, utilities. Rather than borrow that money at corporate rates, developers often create a CDD, which is essentially a government-authorized taxing district that issues bonds to finance the infrastructure. Those bonds are then repaid by homeowners over time through a line item on your property tax bill. In Lakewood Ranch communities, CDD assessments typically run anywhere from $1,200 to $4,500 per year, depending on which village and what phase you're in. Newer phases tend to have higher CDDs because infrastructure is newer and the bond has a longer remaining term. The important thing to know is CDDs do expire. When the bond is paid off, that line item either disappears or drops dramatically. They're not forever, and the infrastructure they paid for, the roads, the drainage, the amenities, it's yours to enjoy. When I work with buyers, I always calculate the full annual CDD number and factor it into our affordability analysis. It matters, and I want you going in with eyes wide open. I'm going to be honest with you about insurance because this is one cost that has gotten more complicated in Florida in recent years. The Florida insurance market went through a significant contraction. A number of carriers left the state, and Citizens Property Insurance, the state-backed insurer, has been reassigning policies. The market is stabilizing, but rates are higher than they were 5 years ago. On a $700,000 new construction home in Lakewood Ranch, a realistic insurance premium on a 2026 home is probably going to be between $3,000 to $7,000 per year. New construction built to current codes, hip roofs, impact windows, reinforced garage doors get better rates. An older home with a flat roof and no impact glass or shutters is going to cost you more to insure. The recommendation I give every buyer before you close: get 3 insurance quotes, and for new construction, ask the builder which insurance company they recommend and whether any preferred rate programs are available through the builder's lender. Let me put this all together with a real example. A $700,000 new construction home in Star Farms at Lakewood Ranch. The mortgage rate at 6.5% on $560,000 with 20% down. It's approximately $3,540 a month. Property taxes, roughly $800 a month first year drop in after Homestead. HOA approximately $200 a month. CDD approximately $250 a month. Insurance approximately $450 a month. Total monthly carrying costs $5,240 per month. Now, let's compare that to the tax hit you're taking in your current state. If you're in New York paying 10.9% state tax plus city tax on a $200K combined household income, you might be paying $25,000 to $35,000 per year in state and city taxes alone. That's $2,000 to $3,000 per month that evaporates the moment you become a Florida resident. Suddenly, that Florida carrying cost looks very different. The math isn't always perfect for everyone. It depends on your income, your tax situation, and what you're currently paying where you live. But for the overwhelming majority of buyers that I work with from high tax states, the financial case for making this move is crystal clear. If this breakdown was helpful, do me a favor, hit subscribe. I drop videos about Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch every single week with market updates, new construction deals, neighborhood tours, and buyer education content. If you want me to run the actual numbers on a specific home or community that you're considering, let's get on a call. It's free, no pressure, no obligation. I'll give you the real data, no sales pitch. Call or text me at 941-204-0493 or find me over at beyondrealtyfl.com. Use the